Greetings, ladies and gentle players. It is Friday, this July of 2021, making it a wonderful day for basics. I am over here on the OGS's, where for a minute there I thought there were literally no games about to be played, where I'm going to be playing a DDK game today. I know DDKs. Last month, I was a little rude to you. I ignored you. I ignored you for the SDKs and the Don players, and we just had fun murdering things for those would-be fighters out there. But now, I got your back. Today we're going to return to our roots with just solid basics. We are going to not murder things, if at all possible, and just enjoy us a nice game here on OGS for y'all DDKs. Alright, got ourselves a game here. I will say hello to my fine opponent. And now I will wait to see what's played next. That is the wonderful thing about Go. I could have in mind to play an influential game, or a territory game, or a fighty game, or any mix of combination thereof that you've ever seen in a game. But until I know what my opponent's playing, I can't really just randomly decide I'm going to do something. I need to look at what my opponent's doing, and then I've got to react from that. So let's go with 2 4 points here. It's not a problem. Opening up 3 4 4 4, they're both pretty solidly standard. I spy with my little eye a 3 4 point. Now, I could approach high. I do that a lot, but I can also approach low, despite the fact that I have 2 4 4 points. Fourth line usually denotes influence. Third line usually territory. So you might be like, well, why are you going low when you've got high stones here? Because these things can be flexible. I can still enclose this and turn them into territory, just like I can lean on here and get a wall for influence. So it's just a question of picking variations. Here, I tend to just go ahead and settle. If you know a different Jiseki here and you prefer it, that's absolutely great. Fun thing about Go is there is a lot of things you can do in a lot of places around the board. Alright, so he's trying to go over top my position. I'm going to tentatively just honey on the underside. I could go over here and cut through him. I'm kind of pushing him into a bit of a better position here. I don't approach low a lot of the time in some of the lower ranked Q games because I don't want them getting Jiseki wrong like we're seeing here. Like, I could have just pushed through here and started capturing things. Fixing here or here is okay. It's fine too. Now, I invaded with this stone. It turned into an invasion. So I'm going to take my free move and I'm going to take some points for myself. We took some away. Now we're going to take some from ourselves. And the next time we have Sensei, maybe I take some away again. And after that, if I have Sensei, maybe I take some for myself again. That way we're kind of just hopping back and forth and not just doing one thing the entire game. It's always good to have balance. Have an idea where you're going to play, you know? And where better to find a place to play than the in-person one-stop shop for in-person Go, BadukClub. Nailed it. Where you yourself can find Go players in your area to play with, assuming that it's safe for you to do so, and y'all are up to your vaccines. Or you can check out their store where you can get yourself a nice thick board, whether it is to play on or to beat someone to death with. You can find that at Baduk.club. Also, Baduk.club would like me to tell you they don't officially endorse you beating someone to death with their products, so bear that in mind. Baduk.club. Thank you in part up till this point for them sponsoring my videos. Here's hoping that continues. So they approached and I backed off like so. There's an invasion point. We'll go ahead and start labeling these little friendly little guys. We can invade, because this is a force base, we could invade either on this line or this line. I'm just going to do the 1 dot, not the 2. And then, of course, we've got the approach. I'm leaning towards the inside. Might do the outside approach. For DDK, I might do the outside. Normally, I would do the in. I expect to get pincered because they want to develop, like, this area. And they can't do that if they just let me live here. So I expect to get the approach in, pincer into either corner or redirect, or reapproach rather, because that gives me a stone back in the area that they're trying to develop that I can use potentially as Aji for later to further reduce them. This is a very, very common trap with queues. The dreaded 2-space extension. Problem is, it's not that common because I can attach to here and cut straight through. So this is a fight. That is a fight. But like I mentioned, we'll go and play here. Looks like we're going to be having a little bit of a Moyo game this game. That's an attachment. I respond to attachments. So it looks like at some level, this person is aware that this 2-space, which I'm helping, that did not go as expected. But alright, I guess maybe my cut point's a problem, so I'll go ahead and defend it. Just like Zoo. Tell is fine. I'm just doing this to make sure they can't just like jump back up in there and do something weird. But yeah, now there's a thing here and a thing here. I have Sensei. I think my corner is defended enough as it is, so I'll play 2-space approach. I am missing up everything today. I am not awake yet. I'm playing the double approach. Jesus. Ay. Sorry, my brain's off. What can I tell you? Small Knight. Immediately, my brain registers I can cut that. I can. Nothing they can do about it. Small Knights get cut. That's a Small Knight. That gets cut. Bad shape. We actually see a lot of bad shape from our opponent today, don't we? Shape is so important. Let's highlight some of this to show you what I'm talking about. So here to here is like a 4-space extension. That's abnormally large. Here we have a hanging connection, but we also have an elephant eye. We've got a cutting point that hasn't really been defended yet. And now we've got this little Small Knight kind of dealio. So a lot of really, really bad shape as our opponent tries to play a faster game. But what's going to wind up happening is if we're more solid than they are, they're going to reach a point in this game where they got like 100 protections they have to make. I don't have to make any. So you know what happens after that. So here they're blocking this way, but you can kind of see why. They're trying to build up here. So that's kind of cool direction. You know, I would be a fan, but unfortunately I'm alive here already. So I can just extend. Like, they can't surround me. I have Sensei, so I'll go ahead and live. And it's important to recognize that we have Sensei here. How do we know we have Sensei here? Because you can't imagine one move that completely surrounds the corner, right? What are they going to do? Play here and leave an elephant eye behind? That's not surrounded. They can jump, and I will totally respond to that. But they can't surround me. If they had a stone, if we imagine in our mind's eye, and it's going to be really easy, I'm going to put on the frickin' board. If we imagine a white stone right here, that I want to respond to because the follow-up surrounds me. And since Go is called a surrounding game, we don't want that to happen. Good to not let that happen to you. And to do it to your opponent. So here it's important not to jump because the push and the cut's going to hurt you. This is a temptation. I'm actually going to play this one instead. That way the push is still blocked and it's even harder to reduce me because now I'm one line out further. So it's just better shape. That's a little strange. They're trying to prevent this ladder from working, which I guess is a thing, but unfortunately, Yeah, I mean, we can just kill that too, right? So I'm just gonna, maybe they're gonna cross cut? Oh, looky, looky. So you could take right now, they Atari, you Atari, and then you come out in the middle. This is something that you kind of want to avoid, because right now I'm going to Atari this. And if they Atari me back, which I hope they do, wrong order of moves. If they Atari me here, then actually that'd be fine too. Either way, we're alive. That said, I still don't want to be surrounded, so I will... I don't know what I'm going to do. So what? This is a bad move. All the moves suck. Whatever, I'll play it. Threaten to hunt ahead 2 and 3 stones. Now, the left is what's really fun in this game. That's not Sensei, but I can see why they might think it is, so I'm going to give them a little token response here. This kind of thing is dangerous and unnecessary. I'm alive and they can do nothing about it, which means I can cut them, right? The extension up was way good enough. There was no reason to give this cutting point. I'll let them get away with it though, and now we're going to reduce. So here's what we're going to do for reduction. You can draw a sector line between these stones. And I don't want to go deeper unless I know for sure I can invade. Or I know for sure they have to respond to it. So you can forget about the rest of the board right now. We're looking at this inside here, and we're asking ourselves, is there something that I can play that's Sensei? Well, I could play something over in here, right? Could threat to connect back and live? So if we want to, we could do something like that and then leave, and then we'll be fine. For now, though, I'm just going to go ahead and play... And no, I'm not drawing such a line here to here, because this, I recognize that this isn't a strong shape. So I can get away with a move like this, specifically because they've got weaknesses here. So I'm going to play here. All right. This is, again, kind of an area where if I was going to be a really huge jerk, I'd attach like the stone real quick to see if I can get it forcing moves, and then just get shape on the outside. For now, though, I'm going to give a good old tip of the fedora to my opponent, and I'm going to back out. And then I'm going to come in further if I'm allowed to. That's an elephant eye, and I've been protecting my shape very well, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and double tap that old stone. We can cut here. Again, DDKs, you've got to pay attention to your cutting points. This one could have ruined this area immediately. And here I can go ahead and cut and kill the one stone as well. So it's, you know. That said, I don't want to cut and accidentally give them maybe some force moves on the outside, because the outside is interesting to me because I have a weak group on the middle. These stones I love to get because it's going to help give me somewhere to run with this group. And the larger wall I have here, the further I can extend, right? Because you usually do like size of the wall +1, right? For determining how far you can extend and whatnot. So if I have like a 4-stone wall here, then PogChamp, I could like jump all the way over to here in relative safety, yeah? Hunt ahead 2 and 3. I could Atari and then descend, and then have a pretty decent chance of killing my opponent. I'm going to back off lightly instead and see how they respond. If they play here, I'll give it to them as Sensei. Here, here, here. Darn it. So we're alive here. Nothing they can do. That's Gote. I'm going to go ahead and connect up like so. I'm playing a very tight formation on this one to make sure it doesn't get cut off. Like, you saw me hovering on the large knight for a minute, but large knights can be cut, and if this part is cut off, then this group is in trouble again. And we don't want that, do we? So you can see how I'm making nice, solid, smooth, shapy shapies. And I'm not getting greedy trying to kill, I'm just connecting up my little guy. I'm not giving up stones needlessly either, though, of course. This should be alive. Just, like, play here or something. I don't really care where you play. Just, like, play something. Because right now they're throwing kills. No, I won't kill it. No matter what, I won't kill it. All right. So now that I have a solid shape in the middle, we're going to go ahead and do some more reductions, because they could still jump out and whatnot. Perfect. Make sure you're alive. Awesome sauce. Play the move there. I'll even give you Sensei again. I'll give him Sensei one more time. They have to respond until they're dead. So yeah, I'll give him Sensei one more time. I'll like play over here or something. There. Now they can respond over on the left-hand side. I feel comfortable playing a large knight here because my group here should be solid enough. If these moves didn't give me enough shape, then they were the wrong moves to play completely. Can you go away? Thank you. I'm trying to see if they've ever play a move on that left side, because I can come in deeper now. Like, if you can imagine these moves, and this will make it really, really easy to, I could, for example, poke here, because the cut is pretty huge. Isolates the 2 stones. So that's Sensei. So then into this one. No territory here for white ever. It's a problem, isn't it? Just looking for Sensei and follow-ups. That's all we're doing. I'll go ahead and play this one. That's weird. They said have fun just now. They said hi GG to start with. Then they just said have fun. Odd, but okay. If I play here, there's an Elephant. How do I'll play here. Ooh, Yomi. Okay. Taking maybe a few points in the middle. We should be nice and safe here. Alright, I'm gonna play something. I hope they pay attention. The Hane kills the 3 stones. There should be nowhere for this to go, and these 3 stones are dead with the Hane because they have 3 liberties. Liberties are so, so important. 2 liberties on this group, 3 on this one. They can't cut. My eyelid's twitching. Okay, still nowhere to go for them. This group is dead, unfortunately, because they're throwing stones into my shape that I had surrounded. Right? Doesn't even really require reading. It's just, I had completely surrounded an area. I had like 3 stones here, and then I had at least 2 there. So I had 5 stones, and they played directly in the center of the 5. So it was literally 5 versus 1. Right? Literally 5v1. And when it's literally 5v1, that outnumbered, you're screwed. So, yeah, I mean, that's just how that works. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem there, but they can't cut through. They can't. Okay, I see it. Good, 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 good. Well, there's no longer an elephant eye here, so we can just go ahead and jump. Because the elephant eye goes back into the literally like a solid wall, right? So yeah, this is an Atari, so I can ignore that. I will go ahead and follow up though. Okay, I'm being cut, but again, where's that cutting point gonna go? We can literally Atari it into my own wall. So it looks like we're doing a little bit of flailing. Follow up. A little bit of flailing here. Okay, they have territory there. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm going to go ahead and connect this and see if they remember there's a double Atari here. It might not be the largest. Okay, they do. They do. They do. They do. Cool, cool, cool. Now, if I was really going to be aggressive, I could eye moves like this and be like, hey, if I disconnect this while this is surrounded, doesn't this maybe just die? Or if we get over to this close to this cutting point, like this is in trouble too. Like in the back of your mind, you can have these various ideas as you get deeper into the single-digit Q range. Right now, I'm just kind of I'm just protecting. Oh, see you? Are you gonna resign? I don't know what type. Oh, they have to go. Okay. I'm in Byoyomi though. We're both in Byoyomi.
You have won.
All right, let's review the game.
Review started.
So yeah, right now, white unfortunately does not have a lot of points. So the question becomes, how does white not have a lot of points? How did that happen in this game? Because if we look at, does Guesstimator post an accurate score? Black's up by 36.9. Is that accurate? I can never tell. I feel like the damage is going to be worse than that at the end of the game. Especially since this is Sensei. Yeah, it's probably going to be closer to 50, to be honest. So how'd that happen? How'd that happen? How'd that happen? Well, we go back to the beginning of the game. Everything's fine so far. We got the pincer, and then this is a little weird. One thing to note as a Q player is pretty simple. If you can't do something, don't try and do it. So on servers like this, it's pretty pog because you can see your, and this is, I know, a bad habit to be into. I know. But you can actually see where you're about to play. Question, does that actually connect me to my other stone? Because that's the goal here, right? Connect this to this. I want to do that with this. So, will that happen? No. Not immediately. Does my opponent need to respond to it? No, we're not really damaging their stones, right? We're literally above them. And there's an elephant eye, so that's never going to work. So we shouldn't play it. If we play something like this one, on the other hand, still doesn't connect, but it meets second criteria. If my opponent, doesn't respond, I can immediately push through and start killing things, right? So we could play this one. Still doesn't have the immediate response, but it's threatening something big. So we can play that one. Then we can play here, and we've actually transitioned, oddly enough, into a 3-3 Joseki of sorts. A little bit further extended, but mostly a 3-3 Joseki, right? Your opponent's going to probably play here, here, and here now. And then, yeah, you got the wall. If that's what you're looking for, bang, you got it. Or alternative is just to, settle here. And it looks like it's raining now, or about to. Yeah, it is raining now. Please do not lose power right now while I'm recording. So we got this one here. I would probably go ahead and connect everything up so it's all nice and cool. This is a little bit slow. You're better off either defending the shape or playing here. Trouble with this move is it's not really a really good extension. It's not really defensive because I can still do things like this. Right? Maybe I could just come in and immediately get out. So defend or extend. Like this kind of defending, kind of extending kind of thing. Not really doing it. Usually you just pick one. I took an enclosure for myself. They approached. Awesome sauce. Don't do this one like ever. This is so much better. Because if I want to be a dick, I can go be a dick. Like, bam, I got a cut point. I can just make this into one annoying battle. Or I could just be like, you know what I'm going to do instead? Give me that stone. And you're just going to be like, no, I don't want you to do that. And then you'll be like, ha ha ha, I'm killing you. But then there's this still. So, a lot of solid play going back to black here. Not a lot for white. Got cutting points and liberty shortages and all sorts of stuff. And just no reason to read that out, you know? No reason to. This could have been okay if they played like this or something. Trying to defend 2 space, like, I guess. It's kind of copium, but eh. Technically, the cut would hurt there, so I protect. But unfortunately, then they have to too, and that doesn't really do it, does it? So I can play here. What are they gonna do? Drop down? No. Doesn't really offer a solid protection, and now we also need to play this one. But then there's this. It's just like really bad shape. There's no one move that we can plop on this board and say, this fixes the shape mistakes that I've been making. And that's where solid really comes back and beats this without even thinking about it. Because you don't have to read it. Like, if we're solid here, and they play this, they're like, okay, there's a shape problem. Well, what's the threat? This area is growing. Not anymore. I'm through it. Or maybe the top's growing. Top's like, ooh, so big and scary. Okay, but there's still the clamp. So, like, we're in here now. You know? So whatever you want to do later off these stones, those weaknesses just come back and really kill you. That's why you really, really, really want to learn solid play, especially as a DDK, because you don't want to get into like the 5Q range where you're leaving all these mistakes behind and they make up the backbone of your play. There are so many people I've seen who had that problem. They like start overextending and they don't protect and all this other stuff. And that's how they got to their rank. And if they start trying to learn solid play and all that other stuff goes away, they're going to crash. Probably 2, 3, sometimes even 4 ranks. They're going to go down before they get back up. Because they got a lot of stuff to unlearn. And they got to build back off of that. Sorry, I got double approach here. This one's better either. The diagonal is the easiest one, here into here. There's attachments right now, which are all the rage. I'll show one quick Joseki. There, that's one. I like showing this one because it's fairly short. Only 12 moves. And then the sequence is pretty resolved. Here, as I mentioned, yeah, you can just cut through a small knight. Now, if I didn't know I was fine here, and I had to play a move over here, and they get to play over here, that could be worth it. But I don't have to, so I don't. The worst move they play is here. But, like, even now, you can see the shape is just like, was that a really good idea? Because I just killed you. So, like, how do you defend everything? You know? That said, I wouldn't have killed this in the actual game. I would probably have gotten to here, 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 and then maybe just play. Like, I would have fixed their position with this one, which is a bad move. And then maybe given them Sensei again, with just like some other move in the middle. Then we just continue from here. So they played there, that's fine. Trying to protect the weak point. I like it, I like it. Again, cutting point, no reason to leave behind. This is probably the biggest move on the board right now, though. Preventing black from just slicing on in. Oh, so huge. Because as I mentioned, like, we got moves like this. Like, if I can't read, I can just start placing stones on the board. Like, just use some shape while I'm here. I'm probably alive. So that was a quick, easy reduction, you know? Came out. Made sure that we were out. As I mentioned previously, like, this into this is just dead. Because there's nowhere to go, so... This group's toast. I expected something in here, like maybe a poke in here. Something in this one, you know? Just like something like that. Something like that. And then last but not least, how... Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4... Yeah, they were outnumbered 5, maybe 6 to 1. So, this group was never going to live. Like, I could have Atari down and just played this. I mean, it's dead that way. I could Atari here and then connect. It's dead that way. Can I just connect solidly and kill it that way too? Yeah, probably, huh? Maybe not that way though, huh? Yeah, maybe not that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, maybe not that way. Okay, not that way though. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. I think that about covers this, right? Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the game today. Good old DDK Basics. I think I'm going to stop my recording here in case I lose it. So I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.